Well, I started to germinate some radishes a few days ago here because I had a couple of packages of radish seeds that I wasn't sure would germinate because they were old. So what I did is I put them on you can see right here. See, this is just a paper towel. I got it wet, and then I poured this radish seeds in here and just let them soak. Now you can't really see through this bag very easily because it's got condensation, but you see some, you can probably see some green here and there, that some of them did germinate. Let me take these back outside to the greenhouse where I'm going to plant the ones that did and show you how this worked out. Now these have been here. See, this says 18 March. That's when I put them in here. And what is it today? The 22nd, I believe? Anyway, let's go out and we'll deal with them outside. Okay, there are those radish packages. Now, I wanted to point out here that on the same day, 18th of March, I did have some radish seeds that I thought were very viable. I think they were kind of new, and they're starting to sprout here already. Let me show you. Okay, as you can see right here, let's see, yeah, you can see one right there. And there's another one up there. And there's some down there, and see, there's some over here. So these are starting to sprout right here. So let me back away. See, there's one here. I think that's, well, anyway, backing away, what I did was I kind of planted 3 rows here. So I'm not going to disturb this, but what I'm going to do is try to plant these that did sprout, and we're okay, in here. Let's see what happens here. Okay, the first thing to do here is let's pull these out of here and just see how many of them are viable. So there we go. Now, let's pull this out. And as you can see here, there's like, 3 or 4 that look like they've sprouted. A lot more of these sprouted, but still not all of them. So what I'm going to try to do is take this grow bed right here, soak it down. I'm just going to plant these seeds like this. This is kind of unconventional, but it will do. I'm going to take these, like, pull this one out. There's one. This one here that's sprouting, I just kind of put it down there. And I'll take another one. There's another one sprouting. I'll just put it down there. Anyway, put the ones down that look like they're sprouting. And there's one maybe. And I'll just cover them up with a thin layer of dirt on top of this, and then just water it down. That should take care of it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this very well. Let me take this for a second. Let's see, there's one laying there, and there's one laying there. And there's one laying there. Now they're all up and down here along this, and they're hard to see because they're kind of small. But what I've done is kind of planted, a row of these and a row of these and a row of these, and I planted them a little thin because there's not that many that sprouted. But what I'm going to do is take the rest of these over here and just kind of dump them on here because some of these might still sprout. I don't know, but let's just do this, and there we go. Okay, now, then what I'm going to do is I have some potting soil that I'm going to bring down here and just sprinkle a very small layer on top of that, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I went out and got my potting soil, and I guess I don't need to show you this, but this is pretty easy what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of cover these up just so that there's a little layer of soil on top of these. Don't need much. And there we go. Just want to keep them covered so that the roots have somewhere to go. And hopefully some of these are not so far advanced in germination that there isn't any seed left for them to rely on for nutrition until they get a little bigger. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just carefully water these to get them nice and moist, because I don't want to disturb these seeds too much until they get a good root start. And then I'll just water these with the sprinklers that you can see up there, and these should stay in place nicely. Okay, so I'll do another one. I'll do another one like that. Get this nice and moist, and we'll see how they grow. Okay, we'll water these with the sprinklers now, and get the rest of it nice and moist. Well, I just wanted to tell you one reason I did this seemingly silly video, planting radish seeds, is because I think it's important to realize that seeds don't really last as long as you might think. Now, maybe most of you don't think what I used to think. I heard these stories, about going into the Egyptian tombs or something and finding one of the pharaoh's sarcophaguses, and all the burial stuff nearby. And there was seeds in some of these, like wheat seeds and stuff like that. And then I heard stories like, well, they tried to germinate some of them, and by golly, those, whatever they were, 1,000-year-old seeds, they still germinated. Isn't that wonderful? Well, I guess that's possible, and I'm sure that happened. But seeds generally don't last that long. And I was always under the impression that, a seed is a seed as long as it didn't get wet or get hot or something like that. They're good for practically forever, but they're not. I found kind of the hard way that seeds, it depends on the plant, of course. Some of them do last a lot longer than others. But generally, seeds, a year, 2 years old, 3 years old, they begin to get a little iffy if they're going to germinate properly. And that's what I was trying to kind of determine here, and I think I determined it well. You see, over here, grab this. These were brand new seeds. These were Crimson Giant on 18 March, and like I said, these are the same time that I got those wet over there. But you can see these are all coming up, and they're doing quite good. They're all germinating, or at least a high percentage of germination, because these are new seeds. But these are the same kind of seeds. But you won't see any here because I've just covered them up. But the point is most of the seeds, as you could see when I showed you earlier, most of the seeds did not germinate, and that's only because they're 3 or 4 years old. Now, last year I grew a crop of beets that were started from these beet seeds in that envelope in a pie plate right there. Now, these were saved seeds, and that's neither here nor there, but these were fresh seeds from the year before. Now, just before I transplanted these out, this is what those beet seedlings looked like. You can see there's lots and lots of them in that pie plate. Now, using those same seeds for the next year's crop and planting them in that same pie plate, this is what it looked like. This is a much smaller yield of beet seedlings than the year before, and I think it's just because the beet seeds were a year older. These were grown from exactly the same seed packet that I had saved of saved seeds, and in the same way, in the same grow bed, in the same germination box and everything, but the yield was much, much less. And I attribute that to the fact that the seeds were another year older.